I'm sure your team has now overcome the disappointment of losing out in the semi-finals, but there's still a bronze medal to play for. How have you planned for today's game?
Yeah, most certainly. We told the team that in quest to achieve greatness, here and there will fall, but what is important is always to pick ourselves up and remain resolute towards our quest. So most definitely the team is going to pick itself up. We have set out to play, like as always, trying to control the game moments, hoping that this time around the guys have recovered after 2 games of high intensity and having made a couple of changes. We want once again to play on the front foot so that we are in control of the game. This is our usual game model. So once again, front pressing, making sure that the opponent does not get enough time on the ball, and we then play our possession game based football.
Speaking of changes, you've made 6 today, including your goalkeeper. Are you confident of the team that you fielded today, and what are you hoping to get out of them?
Yeah, most certainly they will do the job. These guys are experienced. Lindiwe has been to the Olympics. In the Olympics, she was our regular first choice goalkeeper then in 2016, so she has enough experience, while Cynthia has done exceptionally well for us, conceding only 2 goals in 4 matches. So hopeful that Lindiwe will do the job. The 6 changes that we have made, we saw in our last game against Zambia that the guys are showing signs of fatigue. So now we are trying to give the other guys a chance as well, show us what they have with a bigger picture in mind, that we are not only planning on the short term, but planning on the long term as well.
Thank you, Coach. All the best.
Oh, thank you. Cheers.
Having lost the semi-final the way that you did in the last 15 minutes, how has the team now picked itself up to now focus on the bronze medal today?
Yeah, it was definitely a hard knock for us, losing that semi-final in the last 15 minutes, having led for so long. But I believe the girls that have recovered are focused on this game, because it's a game that we can try to come out with something. I mean, if we can get the bronze medal, it would be a big reward for all of us.
Let's talk about the 4 changes. I see you've rested a number of key players as well. Is this you giving other players a chance?
Yeah, definitely. We're trying to give them a run in this tournament. Some players haven't. One of them hasn't played. I mean, the other 3 have come as subs. So, but they're more fresh players. I believe that we will need fresh players in this game. That's why we have made these changes.
All the best, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's still goalless here in the bronze medal game. It is 0 Zimbabwe, and of course nothing for Mozambique, but there has been certainly chances, but nothing to show for it. I've got Pinky Machekane joining me. Pinky, yeah. What did you make of just the demeanor of both the teams?
Listen, Bali, we haven't seen much from Zimbabwe, especially that we know they play possession football. I think maybe it might be the fact that they've rested some of the players, and especially they dominate mostly at the center of the park. Yeah. So, and that's where Mozambique kind of penetrating from there.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with our commentary team as well. You know, with the 6 changes that they've made, there is that lack of fluidity from Zimbabwe, as you see some of the new players coming through today. But you look at now Mozambique, a number of chances up front. Sedalia's looking a little bit fatigued right now.
Absolutely. I mean, she's played 4 games already and she hasn't gotten any rest. And I think now the fatigue is kind of taking place. And that's why maybe she's making all those mistakes. I mean, she's running, no support, and she's also missing all those opportunities that she's getting.
Yeah, Gloria was just saying the huffing and puffing and wasting energy. But this is how now the game started in the first half. Between the 2 sides, you could see that both sides were still sizing each other up. But Zimbabwe trying to get that, the early goals, pushing up earlier.
Oh yes, I mean we know Zimbabwe as a team that controls the game, but we haven't seen that from them. Like we said, it could be the fatigue, from players and the resting of some of the key players that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. But with Zimbabwe as well, they still need to be quite clinical up front. It just seems like the link-up play, things are just not working. But you see now from Mozambique, we've seen a much better passing game from them.
Of course, I mean, we've seen Emilia and Nis making those combination passes, especially in the middle field, and also getting those passes to Sidelia. But like we said, Jorge, she's not coming to the party. She's not positioning herself right to score those goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to come to sometimes these long-range shots if you can't penetrate the defense. But this is now that build-up play where you see now this golden opportunity, laid it on a golden platter.
Absolutely. She needs to apply herself better. She needs to look at her play, the player that she's playing the ball. But, measure the space, apply yourself. And
What should she have done there, Pinky?
She should have measured the space and apply herself better because she knows she's got speed. So use her speed more and try to get those goals in.
What do you make of the stats?
Absolutely, I totally agree with it. Mozambique has been taking control of the game. It's clearly that they have more possession.
Yeah. I think now the question is, will coach Louis Fumo now rest Sidalia, who is really looking a little bit tired? She's played every single game, high intensity games as well. So you can see the energy is really eating out of her. But let's talk about Amelia as well in that midfield, as well as Chingileza, just how they've anchored that midfield.
Oh, they've done an absolutely great job in terms of holding those balls, making those combination and passes, and the combination between the two. You could see they've been playing, for a while together.
Well, Pinky, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to do a little bit of a substitute now, and then I'm going to bring in Mama Brenda Kunda as now we talk all things now COSAFA as we now reach the tail end of the tournament. It's been a great 10 days of the COSAFA Women's Championship. Mama Brenda Kunda joins me now. She is the COSAFA Exco member and chair of women's football. Mama Brenda, we spoke last week. Now it's at the end of the tournament. What have you made of just how things have just, how Gauteng has hosted this tournament?
Well, I must say Gauteng has really hosted this tournament, and I am very grateful to SAFA, Gauteng government for coming on board and hosting this tournament. And even the communities, they have been very, very, very helpful, and they've been here to support and have the fans who don't know all the teams, but they've been here to support the number of teams that have been here. I must say this has been a very, very good tournament, and as you can see from the tournament that we've had this year, I think it's been very different. For all of you who've been able to be part of this tournament, you can see that the development is now showing. You can see teams like Mozambique. I keep talking about Mozambique because I think Mozambique has wowed everybody in this tournament, and they've done very well to even get to the semi-finals and get themselves to play the third and fourth position. That is the development that we're talking about in terms of women football and getting the teams to actually progress and be able to develop and improve all the time they come for the tournament. And the other thing is encouraging also the FAs to ensure that, look, these tournaments are for them. These tournaments are not just for a few teams or a few countries. These tournaments are actually for all the 14 countries who are part of this region. And because of that, you can now be able to see that the development that is there, they should be encouraged to bring their teams and also be part of this growth. And not only to just leave it to SAFA or to leave it to COSAFA, to have these tournaments being always hosted in South Africa. We can actually get these tournaments to go out there. We can have them in Comoros, we can have them in Mauritius, we can have them in Zambia. So it's an encouragement to see that these tournaments have still been going on regardless. And so all I'm appealing to all the FAs is, can we come on board and ensure that these tournaments also come to your FAs as well?
I think for other countries, the question then becomes the capacity to be able to host COSAFA tournaments. How do you now, as SAFA, when you're now looking into other countries in terms of hosting, what are some of the logistics and some of the things that you look at?
Well, look, at the end of the day, if a country does decide and wants to host a tournament like this one, we are able to go through all the competitions, we are able to go through the budgets, and we are able to tell them how much it will cost as a budget to go and have this tournament. At the same time, we do have certain sponsors that can actually still sponsor, even if you've gone out of the country, and they'll be able to help even with the sponsorship. So I think FS should not be afraid to come out and be wanting and willing to be part of this holding of and hosting of tournaments. But it's a matter of asking what does it cost, and then even the governments should come on board as well to support their countries to make sure that these tournaments are actually being hosted, because the benefits that come with these tournaments are so huge. They are so huge. You talk about administration courses, you talk about refereeing courses, media courses, and it's not just people that are in COSAFA or football, but even people that are in the ministries, that are working in these ministries, that get to benefit from some of the courses that we're having here at COSAFA, and all the time that we have such competitions.
Brenda, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Always a pleasure.
Brenda Kunda, she is the chair of women's football and the COSAFA Exco member, just talking about now the possibility of expanding COSAFA to other SADC countries. But it is goalless here, but we do have the finale, the crescendo, the big one at 3 o'clock. It is, of course, the defending champions up against Malawi, who are looking for their very first title. And so it is a massive one, and we'll be back for that game, 2:30 build up. But for now, it's all about the bronze medal.
Now, Indu Makwete involved here. That's the best appearances. The defensive touch doesn't know favors. She's a long way from goal. Trouble.
Lucia making no mistake, spotting the keeper way off a line, and took a chance with lovely precision and poise, and that gets the opening goal for Mozambique, not to be denied this time around.
Beautifully guided into the back of the net then, and Mozambique will be credited with the pressure they kept applying here, and another ball played in, and for Indu Makwete doesn't hold on, and there to capitalize on the error was Manuel.
Good ball by Sedalia to find Lonica. Lonica whipping in across and finding a very, very diminutive Sina in the right place, who capitalized on a goalkeeper mistake to give Mozambique the second goal of the match.
So well to drill it into the roof of the net with the two defenders on the goal line, and for Sina Manuel, and well, for Mozambique, they had the opportunities, they had the ball position, and it always felt like it was a matter of time.
Definitely looked a little bit to edge Zimbabwe and the side.
Well, our player of the match is Lucia Mozambique, and of course she scored that opening goal for Mozambique that really cemented their place. And to hand over the award is Philasande Muvevu, the Director of Competitive Sports from the Gauteng Department of Sports, Arts, Culture and Recreation. Thank you so much, Philasande. Let's just bring in her coach, Coach Louis Fumo. Lucia, let's just talk about that goal. First, there was a disallowed one, but then you come and you score. What it meant for you?
Estava a dizer como é que viste o jogo e primeiro tivemos aquele gol que foi anulado, e como é que tu viste o teu gol? Como é que te sentiste?
Em primeiro lugar, agradecer, né? Porque é pela primeira vez a gente a qualificar, agradecer a parte técnica em si, que trabalhou bastante conosco, e foi um jogo lá de muita pressão para nós, porque nós precisávamos de terceiro lugar. Então foi algo muito criativo da nossa parte, muito trabalho, e conseguimos chegar até aos 2 gols que vencemos.
First of all, I want to thank the technical team for the work that they've put through into the team, and because it's been the first time we qualify for the semi-finals, and we had a chance today, having lost the game at the semi-finals, we had a chance today to win the bronze medal. We had to put a lot of effort, and thanks to the effort that we put into the game, so we managed to score those 2 goals that gave us the bronze medal.
How do you think your personal performance was today?
Como é que achas que a tua atuação pessoal foi hoje?
Acredito que hoje foi uma atuação boa, de muita pressão, exatamente como eu tenho dito, mas foi algo muito bom, diferente de outros jogos que jogamos muito cansados. Então hoje foi muito puxado para nós, porque nós queríamos o resultado positivo para a nossa parte.
I think it was a very good performance from me and from the rest of the team. The previous games we played with a lot of pressure and we felt a lot of tiredness. Today we had pressure, of course, but we're a bit lighter. That's why it allowed us to have a good performance like this.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lucia Mozambique, our player of the match. Coach, you needed something from your players, and they gave you their first medal in COSAFA.
Yeah, definitely. Besides the medal, I think the performance today, I mean, it was a very good performance. We were very happy the way the girls gave faced the game. I mean, this is the way we play. I mean, we want to have the ball all the time. We want to try to control more the game from starting from the midfield, and today we achieved that objective.
VAR steps in, cuts your celebrations short, and they realize that it was a handball. But your team keeps pushing, doesn't get just one, but 2 goals.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we thought that was a goal, but the VAR was here to help on those situations that we don't see from the outside. I mean, I believe that this was our game. I mean, from the first game that was ruled out, we're not sure, but the way the girls were playing, we knew that we could feel that this was our game. That's why, luckily, we ended up scoring those 2 goals that gave us the bronze medal.
Congratulations, Coach. A great finish from Mozambique.
Thank you very much.
Coach Luis Fuma of Mozambique is so happy. Their first medal in COSAFA. Joining me now is Coach Shadrack. Coach, how did you see today's game?
Another epic encounter. Very good game of football. Very tactical. Both sides gave it as much as they gave it, but on our side it couldn't happen. Defensive blunders here and there, but I can't fault the players in terms of application. They really applied what we intended to do very well. You could see the game model coming out. Of course, here and there are elements that we can improve on. Again, you observe changes to the starting 11. It's about giving players a chance to play at this level so that we continue building for the future.
You get that disallowed goal, I'm sure a moment to breathe from Zimbabwe when that goal was disallowed. But now the 2 goals that followed that the goalkeeper conceded, what would you say was happening to the goalkeeper in that moment in time?
Yeah. The goal that was disallowed by VAR ruffled our feathers. You could see that the players still were unsettled by the goal. But at times, when elements of fatigue creep in, even the decision making, there is very little that the coach can do besides continue pushing the players to perform. But now when the body is no longer coordinating with the mind, it becomes extremely difficult even for us on the side to assist the players to perform to their optimal.
Thank you so much, Coach. All the best for the rest of the season. We'll see you next year.
Thank you very much. Cheers.